Siapi, wafethu. What's cooking? Sibona amaphilisi. Sure.
Hotel hotel.
Yeah.
Summit.
Summit, Brian.
Hotel.
Yeah.
Hotel or whatsoever. There's no way to pronounce it.
No, it is right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So, leadership. Are they going to give us a platform to engage?
No, you should give us a platform to engage.
Yeah. What do you think we should submit, especially coming from TBC? I know you've got a lot of issues.
No, I think this event is for 40 young South Africans. I don't know if 40 it's young, but it's 40 South Africans.
Okay.
40 under 40 South Africans who are doing amazing things in the country.
Yeah.
In different industries. So they will be acknowledged today, and I think as part of the people in the country who are patriotic about the country, who support beautiful work that is done by other young people.
Yeah.
I think more than anything else, we're here to support that. We're here to celebrate that, but also it comes with exposure, it comes with network, it comes with a lot of learning as well. So basically that's how the day is gonna be.
Proper.
young entrepreneurs, CEOs, professionals that are under 40 that are doing excellently well. And we say that you must pack the back of the youth as well, because it's actually the future generation. So it's important that you acknowledge these young people who are doing very well. And sometimes you do not know, but it's quite difficult to be a young entrepreneur, the kind of difficulties that you face and the challenges. Not just the glass that you receive, but the trophies of value because of the processes that it goes through for you to get that trophy. So it's not just a K9 crystal, but it's an endorsement of what you're doing. And that's what we think, that it can encourage somebody. We've had situations where people have received trophies and they've had investments, or they've had connects, they've had networking and all that. That's what we instituted 7 years ago from Ghana, and then moved on to Africa. And so the African one was done in 2022, and the second one was held in South Africa where Mami was there. And then after that we said, no, let's do a South African version. This is for South Africans. Izanzi. I like that name. I just like the way it is Izanzi. So you see that in the voiceover, I told the guy, no, use Izanzi. I just like it. I know there's a way you say it, but I'm not able to say it well, but it's fine. Sambunan, Dumilang. Yes, I think I do some few words, yeah. So I said that, okay, fine. So when we finished Africa, we came here, and then we said, okay, then we're going to have the UK version. So currently it means we have the...
Caster Semenya, and last but obviously not least, Precious Moloi Mutsepe. Now, all of these names, against all odds, were and are influential as well as accomplished trailblazers who overcame massive challenges through sheer dedication. And of course, all of the names that I've outlined accomplished all of the above or accomplished much of their successes before the age of 40 years, like many of you this afternoon. Now, it is often said that youth is the most precious thing in life. It is too bad that it is wasted on the young. However, there is also a biblical man who was friends with Silas and Paul, and no, not Paul, our deputy president, but rather Paul in the biblical term. His name was Timothy, and he wrote the following: "Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity." Now, over the years, the 40 Under 40 Awards have recognized all those who set the believers an example. You've got your entrepreneurs, your executives, professionals, and leaders in various sectors that have been acknowledged. At first, it was in Ghana, then in Africa, and now the first ever in South Africa. The 40 Under 40 SA Champion Summit is a wonderful opportunity for personal growth, leadership development, as well as networking. The activities and participants are all geared towards inspiring and empowering young leaders. As I went through the program along with the list of nominees, I could see that practically all sectors of our economy and society are well represented. A highly commendable feature, noting that we at the National Youth Development Agency strive for increased economic participation and skills development of young people across various sectors. Now, the NYDA, the National Youth Development Agency, was established primarily to address the challenges faced by South African youth. At the core, our mandate, programs, projects, as well as our strategic partnerships are aimed at the heart of addressing the triple challenges of unemployment, poverty, and inequality that young people grapple with. Now, we conduct this work in the areas of economic participation, research and policy, along with education and skills development. Now, it is our hope and our desire to see one day some of the youth that we have supported not only participating in events of this nature, but also being nominated and ultimately being the winners. Now, on the continent, as well as internationally, there have been various shifts as well as realignments that every South African who is under the age of 40 should be aware of and should be actively participating in. Now, the first is the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement magazine, which has top 100 most influential Africans in the same year, and in 2015 was featured on the British Broadcasting Corporation's 100 Women. She is the current Chancellor of the University of Limpopo, a position that she has held since 2019, as well as achieved and accomplished, or rather, received several honorary doctorates. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the author of the email that was penned down for 2063 in Africa, or that reflects an Africa that each and every one of us should aspire to realizing. Allow me to give a warm welcome to Mama Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma.
Thank you very much for that kind and elaborate introduction. I want to greet all of you who are here. Richard, where are you? Akwaba. That means welcome in one of the Ghanaian languages. want to greet Uluzi, the chair of the NYDA board. It's very important because the NYDA must ensure that it inspires, it supports young people in their endeavors. Of course, we've got people from the department, Bernice is here. I also want to greet Umama Umeri Party. I'm going to give her my time. I'm going to say very little and ask her to speak to you. The reason being, she's a business person. She's actually broken the ceilings in business. I haven't. So I want to give her my time so that she can take you through her journey, and you can even ask her questions later so that you know that people have made it in business and you are making it, and you must make it big. But I want to also talk about that video that was shown here, because I think there was a bit of a... That video, if you saw it, I was just sitting and listening, because I'm not the jury. I'm the chair of the board. At that meeting, the jury was reporting to the board about the work they'd done. We were not determining who should win and who shouldn't. The jury had done that work, but we needed to know what process they went through and ask questions where we had questions. So I just thought I should clarify it so that you don't think I decided who wins. But let me congratulate all of you. Whether you win or not, if you were part, if you have been nominated, and then you have been shortlisted, and you are here, you are a winner. Those who would then be announced as winners is a cherry on top. But you are all winners, as far as I'm concerned. And that must encourage you. But I want to just say, you must believe in yourself. You must be proud of who you are. You must have a vision and follow that vision through. Earlier, Richard was telling me that there's going to be a discussion whether you must have money first or you must have a vision first. And I was asking, if you ask for money and you have no vision, what are you going to say? You want money for what? There must be a vision. And if you have a vision that you believe in, and you believe in yourself, it will happen. And that's why I want Mary to speak to you. It will happen. But now, the horizons are even broader. Uchewe board was talking about the Africa Continental Free Trade, which means you can now be able to send your products across the life. And we are young people. You'll be alive. Should we plan only for ourselves? And not, no. So that's what Agenda 2063 is about. It's about saying, when they come to celebrate the centenary, what will they say we did after the first celebration of 50 years? So just understand it. And in that Agenda 2063, we said that the drivers of that Agenda 2063 must be young people, must be women, because the men are already driving the agenda right now. But we are saying, for it to succeed, the young people must be part of the driving, and the women must be part of the driving. So it would be nice for you to read it. What is this agenda? When you have time outside your business. But let me call Umamu Mary. Umamu Mary, I'm calling her because she's black. You know, women in this country were triply oppressed, African women. They were oppressed because they were black, working class, and women. Because women generally were oppressed, but black women were oppressed even more because of those two. And she has made it. That is the industry of logistics, the trucking business. She is the president of Black Truckers Association. So I want her to tell us, how did she do it? Because Mina, I can't tell you, I'm not a business person. So I thought we should get a business person to tell you how she did it, with all the constraints of being a woman, of being black, but she's made it. So I'm calling upon her to come. I only told her when she was already here. So, but because it's her business, she doesn't need to prepare.
Thank you, Minister, and maybe I must start by saying thank you for believing in me.
I just wanted to walk because I'm always in my farming clothes, so sometimes I'm dressed like this. Chairperson, our winners, because I believe all of us are winners, media, everyone. I'm always nervous. I think one thing, I'm like Umampadi. I always ask myself, how do I get on these stages? Because I'm just a farmer, but because I deserve to, because I work hard. When hard work opens doors, and you find yourself and you're like, why am I here? Sometimes I find myself sitting down and thinking, but guys, as she said, the program director, my name is Ayanda Zulu from Kwanongoma. I'm a young farmer. I do cattle, livestock, cattle, goats, and crops. I'm just going to take you guys on a journey because I think in agriculture, a lot of you know that it's a male-dominated industry and it's still occupied by white more than the black community or black youth or even older people. So how I came about to being a farmer, I started teaching. I thought a program director would read my bio. I started teaching. As someone who's always nervous to stand in front of people, I started teaching for some reason. Because you know when you're raised by a teacher, everyone at home became a teacher, like, hey, go to school. You know, teachers get jobs, so go study teaching. But I always knew that I wanted more. And I wanted more. I wanted something, not something different, but I wanted more. Because I'm someone who is always in a space where she wants to learn. I want to know more. I want to get information as a young person. So from that teaching, I went back home. So unfortunately for me, all my brothers, sisters got jobs except me, because we're almost the same age. It was depressing me so much because I was asking myself, why did they get the jobs and I didn't? They saw me as a potential. When I got the funding, now I had like 7 cows. Now my issue was, I don't know where to keep them because cows and crops can't live in one space. And one cow occupies 3 hectares of space, grazing land. How am I going to do this? Now things started going bad. So all my cows, because now I don't have space, they are starting to lose weight. It was really bad. Again, I wanted information. There's also information on the phone. Don't just be on TikTok all day. We take out information every day, even us, because we want to teach other young people. I want to reach you from KZN and say, I want to reach someone in Limpopo to change their lives and say, listen, this is what you do when your cars are doing this. So I started also, how can I save my cars from not losing it, from not A, B, and C? While I was applying for that fund, this one day they called me, because I had lost those 7 cars, I remember, so sad. I lost those 7 cars and then also regained them, and not just 7, even more. So when I got the fund, I said to myself, I'm not even going to eat a cent. I want to go buy 150 cars. Bought 150 cars with the ones that I had. Cropping is doing amazing. And I was like, that's me. You're not going to tell me anything between the two. I started now, my cows were giving. I started with Brahmins, white, pure white Brahmins. Now I'm starting to mingle. At the auction, let me sit with the book now because I was feeling, networking. The chairperson of this event spoke about networking. That thing will take you places. Like I said, sometimes I wonder, how did I even, like at my age, owning 2 farms? It was because I networked with someone who said, hey, listen, there's something like this, like this, like that. So from there onwards, started buying cars, started doing cropping, approached the market, because also there's a part that needs market, the market. I started approaching the markets, guys, can I sell my beans in tons and then you package it? Because I don't have the system to package and there's so much, admin, and I don't have the equipment or the material. Like Paki said, don't jump around because it will confuse you. When I'm at the back, I supply butcheries and all these places, but I'm at the back because I don't want to be in front because I feel like it will just confuse my operation.
Thank you so much, Ayanda. We will be having a Q&A, so please do remain on the stage. Right about now, I would like to call upon the Executive Chairman of the South African Youth Economic Council, Bonga Makanya, who is a public intellectual, an activist, and an academic. Please let us welcome him. At this moment, I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Vendor Dole Productions, Positive Switch, Arston Global, as well as Women's Business. Thank you so much.
Which we all love money, or we wouldn't be here on a Saturday morning. But his greatest thing was the literal overcoming of the limitation that was put on him. So, now, this is where I, to speak on the technology aspect. Guys, we live in an era when everything is accessible. Everything is invited. All of the dots are literally created right at the fingertip. And as ambitious human beings, we've got this debate of nature versus nurture, which has been going on for thousands of years. Are we creatures of nature? Are we creatures of nurture? But aren't we creatures in nature as the most ambitious creature that we have to contribute towards the evolution of humanity? Rather than, as Pat said, the microwave generation of wanting quick results, quick answers. I want something, I want it now. I want to be an Instagram model. I want to trade crypto. I want to do quick things. But aren't we the ones that they say dolphins are smarter than us, but I don't see dolphins building skyscrapers. And they say that lions are stronger than us. I don't see lions really achieving much except eating and sleeping and once in a while when they have that urge, tapping their female partner. So we live in an era where we know as humans the evolution of humanity lies purely within our advancements of technology, correct? Where we literally have access to everything. Everything is in front of us in regards to finding the correct points to connect. as Tony Robbins says, the most powerful people in the world didn't have resources, they were resourceful. Which is literally another way of saying what I just said. And you know, I was actually talking to a buddy of mine, and this is actually a very, very fascinating concept. It's this whole, I know I can achieve things, but I also want to get things. Perfect example. Going to church on Sunday, saying to God, God, my situation is not great, I would like $1 million. On Monday, he introduces you to a supplier. On Tuesday, he introduces you to a buyer. On Wednesday, he introduces you to a guy that can help you with the whole project. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday, keeps introducing you to the correct things in front of you. But again, on Sunday, you go to him and say, God, I didn't ask you to introduce me to all these people. I said I want $1 million. Now, the beauty of this, and we saw this, and it's a prime example of connecting the dots by using technology. And if you look at what's happening in the world of the most successful people, they are neither businessmen nor...
And it gives me a lot of opportunity. Just to wrap up, I would just like to say thank you again for 40 for this platform, and especially for seeing it in September. I know it's Heritage Month, but also Deaf Awareness Month. Thank you again for 40 under 40. And thank you again to our government. South African Sign Language is now an official language. And I thank our government for actually approving the language because it's an official language now. Which also, by tomorrow, my first show produced by me is...
This is Comfort and Hotel Sila. On the 9th, we've met the chairperson of NYTA, Dr. Mposa Zanadamini Zuma, the chairperson of SAEC. We've met so inspiring business people. Ayana, who are in agriculture, that was so amazing. I don't want to lie. I want to press. Okay, that's fine. So, we've been interviewing some of the people which are here just to check what is it that they are doing and all those things, just to grab some of the information which also the growth which young people are doing in South Africa. So, Bafet, chill with me, Miss Java, so Nyotogozani from Grind, as they are saying, keep grinding, and I need to keep provoking Bafet. Hey, greetings leadership.
How's it, Boza?
Very good, man.
Aware?
Yeah, so please tell the viewers out there.
Yes.
Who are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Do I need to introduce myself?
Yes.
Chabumatlamu, the grinder from South Africa.
Where are we now?
Right now in Houghton. Okay. We attending NYDA, Department of People's with Disabilities and Women and so on.
Yeah.
Yes. 40 young South Africans are recognized today for the amazing work that they're doing in the country.
So, from what they said, I believe that there's a lot which they've talked about.
Yes.
The speakers.
Yes.
What is it that you are taking home?
Sure. What I'm taking home right now, probably out of many other things that comes to my mind, it's information. As they say, knowledge is power. I think more information needs to be out there. This government is making effort to meet young people's needs. There are limitations, there are shortcomings, but there's been effort that attested by some of the peers that have went to speak about their experiences. So more than anything else, information for me.
Yeah.
So it's one thing that I'm taking.
So I know as we grind, what does Funanati do?
No, grind, not even the grind, we provoke.
Yes. That's what I wanted to.
We do a lot of provoking as the organization.
Yeah.
We make people move.
Yes.
We motivate after being provoked.
Yes.
We get you we provoke you to stand after you stand. We give you motivation. And what's the last one we do?
Motivation. You just said motivation.
No, the last one is a three.
Provoke, promote.
Yes.
And motivate.
Exactly.
No, leadership, keep grinding.
Yes. We've got to keep grinding.
Amanda.
All right, I'll send Twin the photo and then he'll probably send it to you. All right, Busha?
Hey, how are you?
I'm very well, and yourself,
very
bro?
good. Yeah, I've seen on the, what do you call this thing, 40, what?
Is it 40, under 40?
Yeah, we were one of the...
shortlisted.
Yes. So I believe that it means there's something which you are doing great. Maybe you can tell people out there, what is it that we are doing?
So I dabble in a lot of things, basically, not even in a bit.
Yeah.
But I think where I'm focused on is my literacy work through Lindsay Inspires.
Wow.
So I'm an ambassador of the World Literacy Foundation, something which I'm extremely passionate about. I'm passionate about it to the extent where I literally put my life on the line every year, cycling from Union Buildings in Pretoria to Parliament in Cape Town, speaking to the communities in all the little dorpies that I pass, engaging people, encouraging them to read more and to find love in books that will empower them and help them change their circumstances. So I also do life coaching, especially with regards, I've got a bias towards youth. So I do life coaching for everybody, but yeah, like I'm saying, I've got that bias towards young people because I believe that not only are they the future, and I know it sounds cliche, but I think they are the people that can literally, that have the energy to take it further. They are also the people that are going to be around for a much longer time. I also consider myself as youth, as though I'm just over the 35 year age barrier, but I still so I'm a former youth, but I feel that the guys younger than us at my age as well, I can also impart a lot of knowledge that I have that I wish I would have gotten at their age, but yeah, in general I think we are in good and safe hands with the current youth. I just think that they also need to be a little bit more rebellious and force for these opportunities, because the older generation that is hogging these positions in society, they're not just going to give it up because it's nice. So I think young people need to be a little bit more rebellious, a little bit more energetic and force, and not just be asking, because asking is not happening. I think we need to get to a stage where young people take the opportunities.
Yeah, I've seen something on your social media. I'm not sure whether it has already started, but I'm definitely sure if it hasn't yet started, it's definitely coming, which is Teen Talk, if I'm not mistaken. So what people can expect if it hasn't yet started, if it has, what people must expect.
currently?
Okay, so I've got a podcast that's about to launch very soon.
Yeah.
It's called the Lenzito Podcast. And then on the podcast, we've created a network because there's so many topics that I myself am knowledgeable on. There's so many topics that I share and people want to know, but it's impossible for me to be doing or covering all those topics. So what I've done is I've created a network and I've allowed other young people to come on board. And some of these young people, they have a more vested interest in some of these issues that I also have knowledge on, but I've given them the platform to say, you know what, own this, come on board with your own show. I don't want to own it, I just want to create a platform for you because I've been blessed with the equipment, which is the biggest obstacle for many people wanting to start podcasts. So on Teen Talk is one of the shows that's going to come on the network. We've already recorded 2 audio episodes. We just haven't flighted it yet. So what Teen Talk is going to do is we, as the older guys, are forever talking on behalf of the youngsters. So I decided that let us allow the youngsters to speak to youngsters. Let us just give them the platform where we can start listening to them, because it is after all about them. So Teenagers is a peer podcast. It's a peer-to-peer podcast, so where they can have a safe space where they can talk to each other, because there might be things that they won't say to us, there might be things they won't feel comfortable saying to their parents, but when they speak amongst themselves, we then create that platform to capture those views and those voices, and then replay it to the older generation to say, listen, you are blocking and you are avoiding giving these youngsters a platform. We've given them a platform. This is what they are actually saying. This is where they want us to come in and assist them. So yeah, that's the one. We also have a Health Tech Revolution, which is will be hosted by Lubabalo Mnyaka, who's a medical microbiologist, and he is very much involved in the medical space. He also has a CBD cannabis-based stress relief, muscle recovery medicine. So he'll be focusing on issues related to health and how technology can take, or how technology can revolutionize the health space, the healthcare space. What else is there? We also have The Verdict, which will be hosted by a lady named Brenda Wardle. She is currently, she's got a master's in law.
Wow.
She's currently studying towards a doctorate. She will be covering legal issues, legal court cases that are currently happening. She'll take past cases as well and break it down, just so that people can understand law, and she'll break it down to the layman's level, because a lot of the issues that happens in court and in the legal spaces are high level stuff. What else is there? So there's also She Elevates, which will be hosted by
Can't wait to see that one.
by Tembi Bukula. So Sis Tembi will be covering women entrepreneurs, and with a lot of the programs they cover C-suite and up, so your high level. With us, She Elevates is going to literally be covering every business from informal to executive corporate level. So even the mama who's selling makunyas at the corner, the lady who's selling Avon, the young girl who is in all, you get what I'm saying? Don't want to mention all the brands, but literally women who are in entrepreneurship. So Systembi will be covering them, also checking, giving them a platform as well to share their journeys, their obstacles and the challenges that they face. Who did I leave out? Oh yes, we've got Catching Feelings that will be hosted by Silo Lekhwate. So Catching Feelings initially was supposed to be a Mjolo section on the podcast. It has now been converted, so it'll be a Mjolo / Kumbulekaya type of a vibe. Basically, as you can hear from the name as well, catching feelings. So it's literally going to cover every aspect of relationships, from sibling rivalry, from neighbor or neighborly contests and challenges, and you understand, work relationships and so forth. So basically everything. So that's what will be covered on the network, literally from a Monday to a Saturday, and then at a later stage we'll bring in a sports element as well. But we are focused on empowerment and education, because there's a lot of podcasts out there and we're not competing with anybody. We just feel that where we're coming in, we are closing, we are closing a space that we would have wanted to be closed. But like I said, it might not be closed for a lot of reasons. Maybe people don't have the equipment, because it's not, people can have the content, but if you don't have the equipment, it's a challenge. You can have the equipment, if you don't have the content, it's also a challenge. So it's a challenge that needs creativity and also a good network of people around you, and obviously the most important thing is the content.
Yeah. Okay, lastly, and I didn't catch your name.
Lindsay Mushesh van der Bijl.
So that's where they can able to catch you on your platform.
So on Facebook it's Lindsay Mushesh van der Bijl.
Yes.
On all social media networks it's at Linzito85. So it's at LINZITO and then the numbers 85. And we haven't posted much on the platforms yet because we're waiting for the official start, but you guys can go out and like and follow at the Linzito podcast on all social media as well. And from me, the number one motivators outside of the equator, sharpen our way.
Thank you.
Hola.
Mira. Kana, your name?
Okay, I'm from Masia from the company PROVOKE, the founder.
In Limpopo, right?
Basically we are based in Gauteng and also operating in Limpopo.
Okay, So today we are at this 40 under 40 summit awards. I don't know what to call it. What can you say about this program?
No, basically this is actually one of the driving factors that we, mostly as the young people of South Africa, need to actually keep us fueled and energized in our business endeavors. But just like we had a lot of young people who have reached a lot of milestones, which also inspired me personally in business. So I would say this 40 under 40 is something that has always been needed in South Africa to inspire people who are also beyond 35, because you know that most of the people, once you reach 35 and over, you feel like it's over for you.
So do you think since they've initiated such a program, I know there are a lot of programs which are for young people, do you think that now there might be a way, or there was always a way for the economy of South Africa to grow because of young people?
Yes, definitely. What I can also mention is that when you are attending or when you follow such programs, you get to hear different stories from different entrepreneurs on how they actually reached their milestone, how they tapped. For example, now we had Ayanda in agriculture. She was actually clarifying on how she managed from having nothing to many cows. So this is actually good for the economy. This is good for someone who is also struggling in their own business to actually get ideas as to where to get the funding and where to get the skill set to continue your business.
You said that you're owning a company, so what is it actually that you are doing in your company?
Okay, mine is a pharmaceutical company.
Oh wow.
Yes, not necessarily in the manufacturing space, but in the consulting, in the consulting side.
So what can you say, because of now some of the things which they've said, obviously there was government involvement in this project, and also because of we are private sectors, we can say so, but we are trying by all means in making sure that we develop the economy of South Africa. One of the things, especially when it comes to Dr. Nkosi Zanele, said that as much as the government is doing something, also we have to do something. So I just want to say, what can you say to young people out there hearing such a motivation coming from one of the leaders in South Africa?
Okay, the first thing that I'll like to say is also to remind each and every young person who is in business that at the end of the day, the vision is yours, it's not the government. You understand? So it's up to you to make sure that you go and knock on those doors beyond the government's offerings, because I mean, people can always help you up to so far, but it's up to you to take yourself beyond the government funding, to make sure that you manage your funds properly, to go out and even engage and meet other private funders and stuff and industrialize. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, thank you, Mr.
No, thank you.
Looking forward to knowing your business,
definitely.
And I'm definitely sure that young people are going to be motivated after this. Because one unknown, on social media. Today we are here in one of the, I think it's one of the greatest projects which the government is hosting. What can you say about this program which is happening today?
Yes, Aband.
Yeah.
So, for the past few months I've been attending like summits and these workshops, just trying to ensure that I improve on my networking level.
Oh wow.
Ngoba ukhumbule bona izinto eziningi esizilandelela ngeGauteng apha azisifikeli thina kwaNdebele.
Yeah.
So to us who have resources and who have access to attend these things, we see a need ukuthi siye sokubona ukuthi kwenziwa njani, siye siyokuzwa imininingwana and get information ukuthi how can we as abantu bakwaNdebele, abantu beMpumalanga, be able to bring exactly what is happening here and take it home so that it can be accessible to the masses and also to everyone that lives in the rural developments where we come from. So I wouldn't say it's research, because at the same time I get inspired.
Yes.
I get to have conversations with people who will put me in the right spaces in order to ensure that I bring what's right to my people.
Oh, nice. So, as we are saying, do you think we do have potential, especially the Ndebele nation? Let me just say Kwandebele, because we've got multi-language. Do you think we do have a potential to be like the people which you have seen in this summit?
Yeah, we do have potential.
Yeah.
So good, I would highlight this. One thing about our people, they don't want to attend such things, or they don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
You must be willing to be told, or you must be willing to be inspired in order for you ukuthi uvuke ekuseni uzithindile uhambe ukhambe ku-summit mdele kube unayo indlebe yokulalela umuntu and also be able to implement what is it exactly that they said. I understand. I wouldn't say it's a personal initiative, but it starts with you.
Yes.
Yeah. In order to be able to initiate, in order to be able to establish certain things, you must listen to the ones who've already established and failed. Some established and succeeded in order for you to be. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to lie. You're one of the women who I believe that a lot of us in Kwandebele, we are very much inspired by your journey, checking you on social media, everything which you always say. Do you think is it upon us to inspire, or maybe the government doesn't do much in making sure that we are able to grow and all those things? I don't know.
Firstly, as an organization, as an individual, as a company, you must be able to know your sustainability before someone can be able to sustain you. For you get me?
Yeah.
If government pulls through for us, you are an organization, government pulls through for you for funding or capital or whatever in 2023, and they don't pull through for you in 2024, what is it that you're gonna do in order to sustain yourself? It starts with sustainability, honestly.
Wow.
We must stop blaming the government, we must stop blaming private companies for not offering us opportunities. But what is it exactly that you are doing to start? Since you've started, what is it exactly what you are doing in order to sustain yourself?
Wow. So abantu bakuthola on social media. I know I'm following you.
I'm available on social media. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Audrey Kozwana, at Audrey Kozwana everywhere.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks Buffet too. As we wrap up, Bonezul and Brede Lebele, this is Black Man Who Comfort Buffet too. I had so much inspiration from the summit, from the interviews which we had. Trust me, Buffet, I don't want to lie. This was one of the greatest network which we've had. Also the engagement which we had with other leaders, other entrepreneurs was so amazing. If it was possible, I would have done a documentary which takes for 8 hours, but it's not possible. Thank you, Buffet too. Peace.